What a treat, you guys. Oh my gosh.
Thanks, Whitney.
Yeah. Before we get started on a lot of the other things we discussed about talking, I really would love for you to just give us a little explanation to the scarves.
Yes.
I loved when everyone put them on too. I especially love the way you adorned yourself with your scarf.
What did you do?
That was gorgeous.
Right over the top of my head. It's like I don't have time to tie it.
So, a little story. I guess even before I was doing this as a band, I had that song, and it was just like very simple and minimalist, but it was about this woman named Martha who was kind of like this trapped married housewife, and you know, you didn't really know what was going to happen, and that definitely was one of the songs that I've written where I was like, I don't know where this came from. It just kind of like dropped in my lap. And so I spent some time like getting to know that character. I was married at the time. And then the more I started like playing that song and living my life, I was like, oh, I'm Martha. And so during that song, we just thought it would be like, I think we did it at one show where it was like, because there were some shows where I would like do the Martha garb and just kind of have like, you know, the little scarf and some black glasses, like 1950s housewife kind of vibe. So I had just like dressed up like that at some of my solo shows. And then when we all started playing together, I was like, what if we all did it?
Do you close every show with Martha?
No. Sometimes we'll put it in the middle of the set and then just like rock the rest of the set with our little outfits involved.
I love it.
Yeah.
Very cool. So Jacqueline Hyde Band has a project coming up, but there might be some whispering about timing or some drama. I wondered if you could maybe expand on the project and where that is right now.
Yes. So this project in and of itself, Jacqueline Hyde, I've decided in the last couple of weeks that this project has to die. That's kind of what happened to the Martha story, where obviously, as you all heard, she dies at the end. And there was a lot of this like in the writing process, and like once I met her as a character and started to kind of like think more about thematically like the music that I was writing. There's another song that we didn't play today, but you can find it on my Bandcamp, and it's called Shane Stokes, which is a breath pattern that happens at the end of life that's similar to the breaths that babies take when they're first born. So a lot of my writing has been, especially after Martha, has been about the cycle of life. And I work in science and nature education too. So that's something that I've like, yes, I have my work friends here. Resource education, water resources, woohoo. Yeah, so that was something that I was just talking a lot about in my life and has taught me a lot in the process of grief and loss and just kind of like being a human and building relationships and seeing relationships fall and fade. And the more that I've been going through this period of my life, I've realized that it can be really scary to have things go away and to die and fall away from you, but it means that it's creating space for new things to grow up and be in its place. So I think this project, as Jacqueline Hyde, as it's been for the last 4 years, has been a phase and a section of my life, and it's been a really powerful and meaningful one, but I've been feeling some bubbles of something new coming. Yeah.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
Does the band get to join you in this new
Yes.
journey? Okay.
Yes.
Very, very cool. Very cool. Yeah. Well, I didn't, you never know. It is Jacqueline Hyde Band.
Yes.
I did see in your press kit that there's a second EP scheduled for the summer. Is that still in the works?
Yes. So the plan as of right now, which I haven't told anybody, so you guys get to be the first ones to know. Yes. So within the process of this project dying, it's going to be, a celebration of that. So before we go out, we want to have our first full-length album, and to represent the duality, the Jacqueline Hyde theme, we're going to have it be split into 2 parts, kind of like the nature of an A and a B side record. And the A side is going to be more of our stripped down folk set, which we just played that at Second Story Studios. Shout out to Blair Borax and Micah Hummel. They've been doing that for the last year.
They've been here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We love them. Yeah. And so we played our folk set on Sunday over there, and it's pretty different, but we do the same songs, just kind of like reimagined. And then the B-side will be more of what you saw here today, just kind of some more harder rock music with a little bit of teeth.
I love it.
Yeah.
So this is a project, and I heard that all of you are part of different bands. If you wouldn't mind introducing everybody, and then maybe you guys can talk to, what other projects you have working on that we could maybe check out here in Portland.
Yeah, all of these people are amazing musicians and lovely friends of mine. We've got Hannah Morton on bass, and then in the folk set, she plays violin. She's in, Hannah's the person that's in, how many bands are you in? It depends on the day. Yeah, this week has actually been a really crazy week for her musically.
It's my third of 4 shows this week.
Yeah.
Different projects.
And she has a job on top of that. So, but yeah, her band project that she's in with her sister and some other friends is called Laska. And then she has a solo project called Kitchen Congregation. Yeah. And then behind me, we've got Kevin Holmes. And Kevin is similar. You're kind of playing in a lot of bands all the time, too. Also has a regular job throughout the day. We all do. But yeah, main thing would be also plays with his siblings. So both people play with their siblings, which is really cool. And that's called Ray Romano. Great, really awesome band. I met them like 4 or 5 years ago, and I was like, oh my God, I have to know these people. They're so good. Anyway, so Ray Romano, and then you also play in Shield Maiden. Yep. And then are you playing in anything else right now?
No, fortunately, just the 3 right now.
Okay, just the 3. Only 3. Yeah, and Shield Maiden, Sybil, where is she? Oh, Sybil's right over here. Also awesome. Check them out. And then we've got Brad Hildfrenette. Give it up for Brad. So Brad was playing in a couple of different projects, but we have him to ourselves now. Right? Unless you're cheating? No. Oh, okay. Awesome. Yeah. So that's everybody.
Thank you for the introduction. Thank you all for being here. Last question I had, Riot Squirrel.
Yes.
Really cool. Do you mind just giving the audience a synopsis on what that is and where they can get more information?
Absolutely. So Riot Squirrel is also kind of in that same vein of the project where I've realized that the way that I've been doing things needs to shift and change a little bit. But basically, Riot Squirrel is a group of musicians or photographers, really artists of any kind. And I started it about 1.5 years ago after the election, and artists that were feeling kind of uncomfortable promoting themselves and their art. And I definitely felt that. And I wanted to, as an act of resistance, kind of encourage everyone around me within my community that now is the time for us to push our art even more. Maybe not ourselves necessarily, but to continue to create and express ourselves, and to also just do that in a space where we can all be together and not be so isolated, because I do think that a lot of this time frame has been about opposition and isolation and trying to get us to fight and argue about things instead of realizing what we have in common and how we can actually collaborate and work together on things. So it was a monthly meetup. We were meeting and just kind of for a while we were thinking about ideas as to what things we could do differently, but it was also kind of a wah complain sesh a little bit, which was good to have both things. There's duality in everything that I do, and everything probably that we all do. And so I'm transitioning that more away from this monthly meeting and kind of more of a quarterly thing that we can do, and I write a Substack on it. I have a really big passion for the Portland music scene, specifically in the way that I want to bring physical media back. So this next project that I am working on, I am not wanting to put it online. I'm heavily thinking about taking all of my music off. I'm definitely not releasing anything else ever again to Spotify. And I want to encourage other artists to be okay with making decisions like that, because it kind of feels like in those Riot Squirrel meetings, we were all like, oh, well, Instagram is the evil that we have to put up with. And, it keeps us connected. We have to recognize that that's what brought us all together, is to figure out a time and a place to be together. But it's how did people meet up before that?
Right.
It happened, right? And we don't have to use those things, and we don't have to tell ourselves that we have to use these things that go against our morals and our values and actually keep us more separated. Yeah. So that's what Riot Squirrel was all about.
I love it. Heck yeah. Where can we see you guys perform, or y'all perform next, or at least keep up with what's going on?
Yeah, keeping up with what's going on is, unfortunately, watch how I now eat my words, Instagram. No, I'm trying as much as possible to move away from that. So I write the Substack, so you can follow that, and that is a little bit easier to just kind of like, read and see what's going on. Also, I work at Rose City Guitar Shop.
Stop by and just ask questions.
Honestly, I'm trying to do that more and more. I'm there Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and I have loved being there and just getting to meet a bunch of new artists and musicians, and we're trying to make that space. The owners, Amber and Sam, have been like, yeah, let's make it more of a community space. Like, if you want to come in and play the guitars, talk to Jackie. Like,
very cool.
We're wanting it to be kind of more of it sounds dumb to be like, it's the in-person Instagram. It's like, no, it's real fucking life. Sorry, can I cuss?
Yeah,
Can I swear?
you're
Okay.
fine.
Yeah.
Just head to the community board. You'll get all the information you need there.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Yeah,
like
totally.
posting came
Yeah.
from poster.
Yeah.
Little pin. What do you call that? I don't even know. Push pin.
Thumbtack, staple.
Thank you.
Pin.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Rebecca. Thank you. Awesome.
Great. Thank you.
Today in my desk.
See? We can use those.
I love
You can
it.
bring them to Rose City
Physical, analog media.
Yes.
Let's go.
Yes.
All right, let's give it up one more time for Jacqueline Hyde Band. Woo! All right, join us for a little bit of meeting and greeting and things, and have a great rest of your day. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you. Remember, I love to talk. Come talk to me.